So how do they stack up physically? We'll take a look at our tail of the tape. 7-inch reach advantage for Bojan Velickovic. He'll try and stay on the outside as Joāo Zeferino could potentially capitalize on that submission experience. 4th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu. Big reach advantage for Bojan Velickovic. Lillian Garcia gets us rolling with more welterweights on ESPN2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue in the welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. His background is in judo, standing at 6 feet tall and weighing in 170 pounds. In 27 professional bouts, he has a record of 16 victories, 9 defeats, and 2 draws. Fighting out of Novi Sad, Serbia, here is Bojan Serbian Steel Velickovic. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he specializes in jiu-jitsu, standing at 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing in 171 pounds. In 32 professional bouts, he has a record of 23 victories and 9 defeats, with a division-high 16 wins by submission. Representing Brazil and fighting out of Middletown, New York, here is Brazilian Samurai Joāo Zeferino. Your referee in charge is Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson once again wearing our ref cam. He'll take us inside the cage at some point. Joāo Zeferino in the blue and red trunks. Bojan Velickovic, Serbian Steel in the silver.
Sir, you ready?
Win or
Sir,
go
you ready?
home.
Fight.
0 points so far for both of these men. They need victories by finish to get into the welterweight playoffs.
Velickovic, the southpaw. Oh, big left.
There's that accuracy I talked about with Zeferino. And hand speed.
4 first-round finishes already tonight. That means 41% of our PFL season 2 fights have ended in the first round.
You math good, Sean.
Yes, well, I did it all myself, Eve.
For a guy that gets hit in the head for a living, holy cow.
I just talk about it now, and I'm really excited for this matchup. We got a southpaw versus an orthodox fighter. Zeferino claims a great jiu-jitsu background, but his striking has proven to be formidable in the Professional Fighters League. Head kick attempted there by Zeferino.
I don't like how Velickovic is sticking his fingers out as he paws.
Supposed to keep those fingers straight up to avoid the eye pokes. Keith Peterson will address that at some point in this fight. Right hand sneaks its way through for Zeferino. Another one, and another. Zeferino closes the distance and grabs that single leg. Randy, why attempt a takedown here when you're getting the better of the striking exchanges for Joāo?
Well, it's interesting, an interesting choice, but he does have 16 submissions in his winning column, and it might be the way he thinks he can finish. We've seen Velickovic, he's tough. He's not going to go away easy, so might be better off playing that chess match on the ground and catching him in something.
That's a very good point, Randy, but also I think that it's possible that Zeferino may be wanting Velickovic to be concerned with the takedowns, so those hands come down a little bit. You did that a lot, tying up with guys, pulling on their head, attacking those legs, and then landing big shots on the breaks.
Zeferino pinning his left leg in between the legs of Bojan Velickovic, preventing his movement in either direction. Attempting that trip. That arm is trapped for Bojan, an awkward position for his left arm to be in there. And down he goes.
Zeferino's going to look to climb into mount here if Velickovic isn't careful.
Zeferino needs to elevate that right leg of Velickovic to keep him down. And Velickovic needs to post on that right hand and elevate himself. But the higher man is going to win, and that's Zeferino right now.
Zeferino works his way to the back of Bojan Velickovic, controlling that leg.
Ooh, switch attempt
switch here
by Bojan. Look at this. Zeferino may end up on bottom if he's not careful. Leg lock attempt maybe here, looking for a knee bar potentially.
There on the leg lock. And hip escape. Go to the Navy ride and hip escape that left leg of Velickovic. There we go. That's it right there.
There's that elevation you talk about, Eve. Bojan Velickovic able to reverse position, but he doesn't have his left leg out yet.
Holding on to that leg with that arm is going to keep Zeferino on his back, but he let it go. Notice he's not holding on to that leg anymore, and that's how Zeferino was able to get his hips back on top.
And back to their feet, Joāo Zeferino in the blue trunks, Bojan Velickovic in the silver. Both of these men need finishes to get into the PFL 2019 playoffs. Inside leg kick for Bojan.
Now you're seeing the head fake from Zeferino in that shot, like he's going to shoot, and I think he's going to start throwing his hands off of that.
That right hand, laser-like accuracy, and it lands again, but a left in response from Bojan.
So accurate as Zeferino.
There it is again, just grazes off the right ear of Bojan Velickovic. Left high kick there from Bojan. A retreating Joāo Zeferino throws out that left hook. Knee to the body there from Bojan Velickovic. Zeferino just missed that trip there, Randy.
He sure did.
These exchanges evening out a little bit here in the second half of round number 3 for Bojan. 10 seconds left in round number 1. Still 5 points on the line when we come back for round 2.
Sir, you ready? Sir, you ready?
Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Yves Edwards back cage side. Welterweight action, Joāo Zeferino in the blue trunks, Bojan Velickovic in the silver, and they get right back to it. Cup check, but the referee did not see it.
Velickovic is pressing forward now. Zeferino seemed to have slowed down a little bit after that grappling exchange.
Yeah, he looked like he was moving a little different or oddly at the end of that. Maybe that kick affected him a little more than we suspected, but he's definitely settled into a rhythm. He's not quite as wide open as he was early in that first round.
Leaping hook for Bojan Velickovic.
Velickovic attempting the knee, just missing with that. Zeferino follows it up. He's back control.
Not where Bojan Velickovic wants to be. Joāo Zeferino hanging on his back.
Got one hook in. Zeferino's got one hook. Might be able to get the second hook here. Bojan Velickovic could be in big trouble.
Which way does it need to turn, Yves?
Velickovic needs to turn to his left, get his left hip between himself and Zeferino, which he's doing right. But Zeferino controls and covers and keeps that top position. Good job by both men.
Zeferino saw that switch coming. Bojan Velickovic started that switch again, and he got himself into trouble last time with that switch.
Zeferino needs to get that left arm out from between those legs of Velickovic.
Moves himself into side control. From a pseudo north-south, actually.
I don't think Velickovic recognizes it. I would have looked for that inverted triangle. Just throw it up there and make Zeferino give me some space.
Bojan reaching with that underhook, trying to grab the single leg and work his way back up, but Zeferino smothering on top in the blue shorts.
Now it seems that Zeferino has Velickovic's arm. No, it's not trapped.
Zeferino heavy on top of Bojan Velickovic here. You see him trying to pass, and he concedes. He'll stay here in the half guard of Bojan Velickovic. Yves, is that Well, he let go of it. I was going to ask if that right arm hanging over the neck was doing Bojan any good on the bottom.
Almost looked like he was going to try and scoop him up and dump him over the top from there, but
Very hard technique to pull off.
yeah, Zeferino's pretty heavy to do that.
We've seen this from Bojan in the past. He does these palm strikes from the bottom when he's in his guard, boxing the ears of the opponent on top of him. Staying active.
It's the double donkey punch from the bottom position there.
Zeferino has settled into the guard, and that'll be good enough for a stand-up. Not busy enough, says Keith Peterson on the ref cam. Lunging in, and a Superman punch from Bojan. Zeferino goes right back to work, pushing Bojan Velickovic against the cage. With a nice little switch of position there, Randy.
Yeah, he did a nice job of trading places with him, putting Zeferino against the fence and going to work himself.
And you see him with this head control, so crucial against the cage to get your forehead into the chin and jaw and neck of your opponent.
And head position is amazingly important. It's really hard with your head turned to the side to see anything, to act and do anything.
Approaching 30 seconds left here in round number 2. Welterweight playoff spot on the line for both of these men, coming into tonight with 0 points in our welterweight standings. Bojan will drop down and attempt a takedown to close out the round. Zeferino pulls him back up. Round 3 in a winner-go-home scenario when we come back. Welcome back to Ocean Casino Resort in Atlantic City. Sean O'Connell, Randy Couture, Eve Edwards. Welterweight action in front of you and a playoff spot on the line. Big combination there to start round number 3 from Joāo Zeferino. Interestingly enough, Eve, if Joāo wins by decision, it's not good enough for a spot on our PFL playoffs. You wonder if his corner knows that as a late replacement to the bracket.
He's got to know the rules, and if he knows the rules, he's got to come out and really put some pressure on Bojan Velickovic this round, because he needs that extra point to gain that playoff point.
This is a tough fight to score. I had the first round for Zeferino, second round for Velickovic. So it really kind of boils down to this third round and who really distinguishes himself in this third round.
Interesting strategy here from Zeferino, shooting for the takedown, knowing he needs a finish.
He wants to rely on his jiu-jitsu, but if he gets to that top position, he's going to have to create some space and land big shots to open up some opportunities for a submission.
He has more submission victories than anyone in our welterweight standings.
Switch attempt by Bojan again.
Zeferino's got that left leg of Bojan, making it impossible for Serbian Steel to get up. He gets it free and he's back to his feet. He's got to break his way off this cage. 0 points for both of these guys. Bojan knows he's got to get a win.
He needs more than a win. 3 points isn't going to get him either one of these guys into the playoffs, I don't think.
Bojan can get in because of his big right hand snuck through there for Joāo Zeferino. Does he have enough to finish it? Looking pretty gassed.
Good
nice sprawl there by Bojan Velickovic.
Velickovic needs to get his right arm free and start throwing big punches. Turn it on.
He drags Zeferino back down to the mat. Now he's got a left hook in. An arm around the neck of the jiu-jitsu expert. Bojan Velickovic doesn't care about the resume. He's going for a submission here.
Yeah, and he should be throwing hammer fist with that right hand, which is what he's looking to do now. Good job by Zeferino turning the face, not allowing Velickovic to stay on his back.
Halfway through the third and final round, a playoff spot on the line, back and forth. Bojan Velickovic right now on top of Joāo Zeferino, in control.
I believe Velickovic needs a stoppage also because he lost the head-to-head with Anderson Ferreira. Velickovic just only needs a win. I was just told he only needs the win.
2 minutes remain in the third and final round.
I hope he didn't hear me and stop not trying for a finish right now.
We saw this earlier tonight.
Trying to get the face-up crucifix again. That'll be the second time we've seen it this evening. Nice scramble here by Zeferino. Getting to the leg, trying to come out the back door.
Nice counter by Bojan Velickovic.
And right here, we see Velickovic holding on to that leg again. That's going to prevent Zeferino from getting to the top. But Zeferino scoots to the back. Great technique right there.
Both hooks in. This could be big trouble. Big trouble.
Choke. Joāo Zeferino with 90 seconds left. Does he have enough in the tank to secure a finish and get himself into the PFL welterweight playoffs?
Locked in the body triangle. Tough to get out of this spot.
Zeferino once again attacking that neck. 60 seconds left. Attempting that rear naked choke. Bojan Velickovic pulling the hands and arms down, desperately trying to avoid being finished here in round number 3.
Is this enough to steal the round? That's the real question.
He should be opening up with some shots right now, throwing some punches, and he could possibly turn into that head and arm choke right now. So where Zeferino is sitting, Zeferino takes his right arm, punches that right arm across the neck and traps this arm and the head of Bojan Velickovic. He could turn over into a head and arm choke. The same choke that we saw Sarah Kaufman finish Morgan Fire with last.
He's got less than 20 seconds to try and make it happen.
He's running out of time.
He'll squeeze on the face of Bojan Velickovic. That's not going to be enough to stop Serbian Steel, who's punching his way out of a compromising position. How do you score round number 3?
Wow.
That is the question.
I'm glad I'm not a judge in this one. This is a tough one to score.
We'll find out the official decision when we come back. Is it Joāo Zeferino or Serbian Steel moving to the PFL welterweight playoffs? All right, walk me through this replay here. A nice combination landed there, Eve.
He landed that left hook early a lot.
Inadvertent headbutt there. I did not notice that
I
in the
didn't
middle
notice that
action.
either. I wonder if that's what draw the blood.
But Velickovic fought through it. There's Zeferino being accurate from the outside. Both men landed shots in that exchange, but Zeferino's coming forward. And here he takes the back of Velickovic. This is a dangerous position to have a 4th-degree black belt on your back, but Velickovic did everything he needed to do to defend against that. Fight hands and never allowed Zeferino to secure underneath the neck.
So a hard-fought decision between two welterweights in a winner-go-home scenario. Here's our Cageonomics final fight stats. The 2 takedowns for Joāo Zeferino. Will they prove to be the difference in the judges' eyes? Bojan was active in the striking game, bloodied up the face of Joāo Zeferino. After the early going, it was Zeferino who was landing more. Lillian Garcia has our official decision inside the PFL Smart Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. And the totals are 30-27, 30-27, 29-28, all for your winner by unanimous decision, earning 3 points in the welterweight division, Joāo Zeferino!
Another tough matchup for Serbian Steel, Bojan Velickovic. But as we told you, because Joāo Zeferino was a late addition to the roster, he loses a tiebreaker, and those 3 decision points, not enough to get him into the PFL playoff.
Yeah.
ready. Listen. What you wanna do? If you don't strike first, that's when they gon' come at you. Yeah. And you know it's true. Don't let your life get worse. Being timid, that ain't cool. Nah.